Hi, Tony here. Now I've been testing these SW-Motech SYSBag WPs for a few months now, including a 2,500 mile trip around Europe at the tail end of last year. So in this video I'm going to take you through what they're all about and how they've performed. Hi, Tony here. Hope you're well. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Welcome back if you're a regular viewer. Now, I reviewed the original SW-Motech SYSBags quite a few years ago when I still had my Street Twin and my KTM 1050, and I found it to be a really nice, flexible and practical system. I was able to fit it to both of those bikes. So when SW-Motech got in touch to say that they've got a new SYSBag WP, would I like to try it out? I've said, of course I would. Now, as I said, I've used these for quite a few thousand miles. The first time I used these was on the trip that I did across to Poland to visit the site where my father was a prisoner of war during World War II. And that trip was just over, around about 2,500 miles in 10 days. And I had a real mix of weather. The first few days were constant rain, torrential rain, really wet. I had some cooler temperatures in the middle, and then we got up into the 20s for the last couple of days on the way home. So I think that distance and all that weather was a really good opportunity to test these bags and see how well they performed. The SYSBag WP comes in three sizes: small, which has a capacity of 12 to 16 litres, medium with a capacity of 17 to 23 litres, and large, which are the ones I use, which have a capacity between 27 and 40 litres. It's made from a TPU material with Hyperlon panel on the outer edges for extra protection, and the roll top opening is made of a 210 ripstop TPU. The main compartment is therefore 100% waterproof, and there are some additional pockets with a flap on the side, a zipped pocket in the lid and a zip pocket in that side panel, both of which have waterproof zips. The outside flap offers you the opportunity to store items quickly if you're obviously not concerned about them needing to be in a waterproof area, and it stops you having to open the main compartment to put things in like waterproofs or maps or whatever it is that you can slot into that gap. There's also a molle patch on the outside of that, so if you want to add any further accessories that would work on an Ellie molle system, you can do that too. The bag also features a reinforced handle, eyelets for cable ties, Velcro for putting the straps under control and tucking those out of the way, as well as a few reflective panels too. On the inside you'll find a semi-rigid pocket or organiser, which gives the bag some additional structure, and it can be used to separate potentially fragile items. I removed that from one bag on my trip so that I could cinch that side down to make it smaller and balance the width of the bike. That worked well, seeing as I had an offset carrier, and same size bag on each side just looks odd. Like the original SYSBags, these are also designed to be a universal fit, which means that you can strap them to pretty much any side carrier that's out there on the marketplace. But there is also an adapter plate available to allow for fitment direct to SW-Motech side carriers. I was already using the Pro side carriers, so it made sense to go down this route. It also means that the bags have a quick release option, which is much better when it comes to removing the bag during your trips. You do have to buy the adapter plate separately though, they don't come with the standard bags. It was a really simple process to bolt these latches onto the adapter plate, so I'm not going to go through that with you. The SW-Motech instructions are always very clear, very comprehensive. You won't have any trouble with that. But once you've bolted those on, then it's just a case of strapping this adapter to the back of the SYSBag. This is the most time-consuming part of the process, but you only have to do it once. The straps are fixed with what is essentially a double D-ring fastening, which works well, and you have Velcro straps to neaten everything up. Once fastened in place, the bags now simply clip on and off the carrier. An obvious issue with soft bags when you compare them to aluminium panniers is security, because there is no locks on the bags themselves to be able to secure them. I got around this by buying myself a set of steel core straps, which I looped around the bag and the carrier and locked. The carrier itself, although removable, is also fitted with a locking system. This meant I was happy to leave the bike unattended, knowing it was secure. The bags have proved themselves to be really practical, and I like the fact that you can easily change the sizes. So if you're going on a trip and you're packing light, you're able to cinch those bags in, make them physically smaller so you don't have a massive great big bag sticking out of the side. You can get a much slimmer profile. Subsequently, if you then need to add stuff to that, if you're buying stuff while you're away or want to bring stuff back, or if you're just going on a longer trip where you're going to need more space, you can push them out to their full capacity and you can get tons and tons of stuff in them. Having a soft bag that clips on and off like an aluminium pannier is a big win over some of the other strap-on soft luggage options. It's also lighter than an aluminium pannier altogether, so it kind of straddles those two worlds. Essentially, these were designed as off-road bags, and you can see the thought that has gone into them. Things like having the buckles fix on the top of the bag as opposed to on the side to avoid them snagging on any undergrowth. In terms of waterproofing, I can vouch that these are 100% waterproof. I rode in some pretty awful conditions for many hours, and I didn't have a single drop of water get inside. I also haven't needed to re-tighten the adapter plates to the bag in over 3,000 miles. Admittedly, I haven't done much in the way of off-road riding with these bags on, and that would obviously put those straps under more pressure. But for me and the trips that I've done, it has literally been a fit and forget operation. They've also proved to be robust. Now, the bike has been on its side with these fitted. I had a little off-camber stationary lay-down moment, which thankfully I didn't catch on camera. But there was no damage to the bag other than one corner. The rubber on that corner has kind of come away from the bag. I did check it out. It hasn't made any difference to the integrity of the bag. It hasn't let any water in, and it looks like something I could just glue back on. So again, pretty robust. So that's all positive so far. Have there been any problems or any niggles or anything that I would like to change? Not really, no. Maybe having a light coloured liner on the inside would be helpful when you're kind of rummaging around to find loose things in there. But having said that, if you're using the insert, that's light grey anyway, so that's pretty easy to see what's in there. Perhaps some kind of integrated lock-in system would be handy. Obviously, you've got the loops on there if you want to run a cable lock through, and SW-Motech do sell a small cable lock that you could use. Probably not the most secure thing, but it stops the opportunist. But as I say, the steel cores went on there, were really secure. They're incredibly tough to cut through. Obviously, if somebody wants to get them off, they'll get them off some way or another. But this just does give you a pretty decent level of security. Having said that though, this is no different really to any other soft bag system that is out there on the marketplace. So I think these got a pretty good test in all sorts of weather conditions and all sorts of roads, and I'm pleased to say they came through with flying colours. The SYSBag WPs offer all of the advantage of a soft bag system with some of the advantages of an aluminium pannier too. They're not too heavy, they've got a really flexible storage space, and they look good on the bike. Price wise, the large bag retails at $204.95, medium for $156.95, and small for $129.95. The adapter plate is £50, and the kit that allows that bag to be snapped on either the Evo or Pro side carriers, or indeed either of the SW-Motech rear luggage tails, is a further £17. So as ever, a really nicely engineered and very well made piece of kit from SW-Motech. It works really well on their own side carriers. You've got that clip on and off functionality, but you can pretty much strap it to any other side carrier that you may already have or prefer. And that, as they say, is that. So I hope you have found this video useful. If you've got any questions, drop those in the comment section down below. And all that leaves me to say is until next time, thanks for watching, take care, ride safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.